And since then, he's been more active and more a part of this movement than many people. From behind prison bars, writing books from live from death row, speaking truth to power, we are honored to have his grandson here with us today. I have the privilege of introducing you to Jamal Jr.
Peace. I wrote it down because if I don't, I will definitely go on a tangent. I'm definitely my grandfather's grandson with that. All right, so I'm Jamal Jr. I'm with Love Not Fear, which is basically a program that I direct right now. But before I go into my grandfather, Mumia, today we honor King. We honor the inspiration. We honor the revolutionary. Through King's journey, we should understand what it means to face the tenacity of the United States government. Nobody, I said nobody, can fill King's shoes. But we do our best to walk the road King paved. And 60 plus years later, the road is still littered with shell casings and bullets the state used against the people. To me, King Day is to remember what we're fighting for and what we're fighting against. King said, "We can never be satisfied as long as the Negro is the victim of the unspeakable horrors of police brutality." We think of King's words when we think of Mario Woods slain across the bridge in San Francisco. We think of King's words as we read that Keenan Anderson was just slain down south by LAPD. We think of King's words as we realize how things haven't really changed much since King's walked these streets. That's some real shit, y'all. I get it. It's really hard to mobilize today, to be out in the streets and, work for the people. Capitalism is strangling everyone in this country. And it's easy to be despondent. It's easy to ignore. It's easy to shut your eyes and binge some TV and turn it up to drown out the screams. I get it, it's hard. It's drown out the agony. Today we're gathered for King. And if we're gathered for King, we should organize for King. King wouldn't want you to show up today and not be inspired to show up tomorrow. King inspires so much, even through his sacrifice. King paid the ultimate price of working for the people. Because, to be honest, any true revolutionary, any true activist, they know that the real work gets you killed.
Yep.
Some real shit, man. They know that the real work will definitely put a target on your back.
Yeah.
My bad.
It's all right, bro. Come on.
King paid the ultimate price for working for the people. That's when you know you're doing the real work. When the enemy moves to oppose you. When the movement doesn't stop with you. Right? King's movement didn't stop with him. People kept going on. Though we had to deal with a lot of, false activism and all that stuff, we still gathered here today in honor of King. So remember that King was a revolutionary. I know in school, in public school, they be like, Martin Luther King said, turn the other cheek. Or they give you that little piece of the I have a dream speech that makes them comfortable. But remember that King was about that smoke. Right now, we're stuck in this matrix of celebrity worship, sensationalism, and misinformation. We all got to get back to doing that real work. Because the real work, it ain't about you. The real work is about us. The real work is about the people. King was a political prisoner. He ain't flinched when the enemy moved against him. Because the way to truly be for the people is to fuel the people. It's to support the people. It's to fight for the people. And when the enemy moves to prevent you from fighting for the people, you don't flinch. Believe in the people, because it's the people who got your back. I want y'all to think about the last time you had somebody's back. It felt good, didn't it? It felt good to have somebody's back, didn't it? It feels good to have somebody's back, or for somebody to have your back? Feel good to be supported? Feel good? Power and solidarity. Together. That us. If you don't know, that's how you get political prisoners. We can't talk about the legacy and the struggle and the sacrifice of Dr. Martin Luther King, who himself was held as a political prisoner, without demanding that all political prisoners are free from captivity.
That's it. Break it down.
All political prisoners. Every single one. And in many ways, as my grandfather would, explain it, all prisoners are political, right? But we talk about the freedom of all political prisoners, from Leonard Peltier to my grandfather Mumia Abu-Jamal and everybody in between. Prison isn't just prison for the individual. It's prison for the whole family. It's prison for the community. All political prisoners need freedom. So, I don't want to go too long, but, here's my shameless plug. Join Love Not Fear on social media. Get plugged in. We'll be having multiple ongoing actions, and we need help and participation. And if you want to be an organizer, we need recruits. And, being an organizer ain't no easy stuff, understand your capacity. Do you want to be an organizer, or do you want to be a volunteer and a participant? Both are very, very, very important. But, we need to do this work. We need to get this shit done, right? It's not about fighting. It's not about fighting. It's fighting to win. And in order to do that, you need to organize, you need to mobilize, you need to collaborate, right? We're all fighting the struggle, right? We're not against each other. We're all hustling in the same direction. The goal is to win and to free our people. I just want y'all to know, at 6 p.m. tonight, we're having a letter writing event. You can get plugged in at our stand over there on the right. The Love Not Fear stand, and got my grandpa's face all around it. Shout out to Big Nate and others for setting that up. You can get plugged in, and there's another event happening. The Longshoremen will stage a one-day strike on February 16th in support of my grandfather, and we have so many actions you can support it. So thank you. The call is the Freedom Wall. So what's the call? Freedom Wall. What's the call? Freedom Wall. Free Mumia Abu-Jamal and all political prisoners. Thank you very much, people.